Hello, thank you for being here. Today I'm doing a card pull for the collective. I took it from my Beyond Lumeria deck. I already pulled the card and placed it in the book, so then that way I'm not wasting too much time trying to find the page. And also, the crystal today that I took with the read is called a Carnelian crystal. It's like, I'm not really good with colors, so I hope you can see it. It's kind of like, almost like a reddish orange. It's real pretty. And so I'm going to do the crystal part first because there's quite a bit of info that I didn't know about it. I'm learning as I go. So the Carnelian crystal is good for, it is thought to some to enhance self-esteem and creativity, combat feelings of inadequacy, to increase physical energy, and overcome insomnia. In the home, carnelian is believed to increase motivation towards actions. Now, something I found really interesting was that astrologers have come to the conclusion that the carnelian does not fit only one zodiac sign. Scorpio, even a very short interaction with this mineral can cause negative emotions, aggression, or even anger in Scorpios. The rest of the signs of the zodiac can wear this stone without any fear. It is also known to be for your sacral chakra. I think I'm saying that right, which is between your belly button and your perineal. So, down by your parts between the areas over there. And it says that it can help with intimacy. And let me see, there was something else that I had seen. It says one of the best ways to use carnelian is to wear it. Wearing carnelian jewelry is a great way to tap into its innate powers and carry its vibrant vibrations with you wherever you go. You can also use it to clear your lower chakra, so placing it on the chakra point on the body. You can also place carnelian in the bedroom or home to rouse intimacy, invite abundance, and call on creativity. Carnelian is a vibrant, energetic stone. It's known to awaken a zest for life and tap into our power and creativity. If you want to boost your self-esteem, carnelian can help you to find your inner strength. It also helps to rekindle creativity and boost motivation. It's believed to stimulate love and passion and brings courage to all who wear it. So that is the carnelian stone, or crystal, sorry. It's really hard to see, I know, but there it is. Super pretty. All right, so the card that I got for us today for the collective for my Lumeria deck is it's card number 43, She of the Lotus. And she is gorgeous. Beautiful. I do not have any interpretation that, calls out to me about this. And again, take what resonates and leave what's not yours. And this is all for entertainment purposes only. All right, I'm going to put it down like this because there is, sorry, I'm trying to make sure I have, okay, hopefully that is in the right spot so I can tell you what the book says. She of the Lotus. Shadow work addressing dishonest, seeing downfalls as the flip side of superpowers. Loving yourself back to wholeness. The beautiful lotus that grows from murky waters. Disempowering triggers, bringing light into your dark corners. Okay, and 1 second, we gotta get to the other part of that. Okay. And the divinatory meaning. Take a look at any unconscious patterns that may be running you. Are these elements of yourself you need to take out of the trash, dust off, and reabsorb? Shadows can be painful or tender to the touch. Sensitivity in an area can be a trigger. That shows us where we might want to spring clean some of our darker, forgotten, ignored, or hidden corners. Accepting our shadow is the first stage in restoring ourselves to wholeness. In self-love, it's the first stage in restoring ourselves to wholeness in self-love. Peel back the layers where there is shame, guilt, or fear and bring them into the daylight. Under a loving and compassionate light, they will resolve and re-assimilate so you can re-engage with your superpowers. It also says a true light bringer shines light in all corners so shadows can be acknowledged and released. Okay, well, now that we have that, sorry, I'm trying to adjust the camera. Still can't find a really easy way to do this. So, okay, now this actually, I can see how it resonates with me, myself. And again, this is just my opinion. This is for entertainment purposes only. Take what resonates. If it's not for you, that's okay. Don't be discouraged. Just leave it behind. But if it does resonate, pay attention to it. So this is really powerful, and it's weird that it came out. No such thing as coincidence, they say, and it's true. I am, every day trying to work on my shadows and to do as much healing as I possibly can. And it is rewarding, but it is extremely difficult. You have to be able to, first of all, acknowledge where the trauma is, and then you have to unpack it. You have to do that, deep dive into whatever that trauma is, whatever you are struggling with, whatever has hurt you, and learn a way to forgive and to heal. Some situations, aren't easy to forgive, and it may not be that time, and that's okay. But there are so many different things we can work on. For instance, your self-esteem. Stop trying to, get validation from others. The only person we need to validate us is ourselves. And I think that is a really hard lesson for a lot of people. I was listening to something the other day. I don't remember what it was exactly, but it had brought so much to light that was already known, but I think because it's been something that's been a part of society and all of our lives from almost the very beginning of social interactions with others, it's really hard to see it for what it is. So for example, when we're in school, right? The youngest you can remember, in order to be part of the cool kids, you had to have the same type of knee brand shoes. When I was younger, if you were one of the cool girls, you had the little buttons with New Kids on the Block, or you had to have a Lisa Frank folder. The boys had to have a certain type of gym shoe. I don't remember what exactly it was back then. But my point is, we had to feel validation at a very young age and acceptance from others. And we were made to think that in order to have value or be accepted or be part of the club or cool, however you want to put it, there was some sort of thing you needed to have, whether it be a certain brand of shoes, you came from money, or, your parents drove a nice car, you had a certain type of house, lived in a certain type of area, whatever it was. That started like really young for all of us. Like while we were in school, these are things that were meant to be so important. And now here at 40 years old, you look back and realize there's no importance there. Even as an adult, you're valued by what you either have or don't have. If you have a high education, you're considered better than somebody else. If you went to a Catholic school or parochial school, private school, you're considered better than somebody that went to a public school. If you drive a brand new fancy car, you're considered to be more liked, more popular than somebody that's got a little beater that gets them to and from. There's so many things to wrap your head around, right? And what does that do for us? That does nothing. That literally teaches you that unless you have this certain thing that does not matter, your value depends on it. That's really silly and really stupid, in my opinion, and so selfish if you think about it. I mean, how many times did you feel going into a place that was like a fancy restaurant and then worried if you looked fancy enough to be there, worried to look like if you could afford to be there? How many times were you invited to some sort of a gathering and you had to look a certain way so you would blend in even though that wasn't you? How many times did you need validation from somebody else to make you feel accepted, important, valued, or loved? Pretty, handsome, intelligent, right? But at the end of the day, the only person's opinion that really matters of you is yourself. And I can't stress that enough. And now I understand She of the Lotus. It makes so much more sense now. After looking at what the book's meaning of it, it really, really makes sense. And working on shadows, darkness of the soul, dark night of the soul, I always confuse it. But basically, you're working on your traumas to heal yourself. I'm really bad at remembering the lingo and stuff like that, so forgive me. But it's more than just working on those that have hurt you and forgiving those that have hurt you, and the traumas that were put upon you. It's also about working on the trauma you put on yourself, the hurt and the pain and the ugliness you've shown yourself. Forgive yourself for thinking you were beneath somebody else. Forgive yourself for letting somebody push you around or make you feel this big because they didn't understand you, or because you didn't have the income they had, or the job, or the degree, or the fancy car. I guess in a way it's kind of like humbling yourself in a sense too, because we want to be, just in general, from a very young age, we want to be accepted, we want to be loved, we want to be included, we don't want to feel like an outcast. As we get older, that kind of carries along with us, but it just, it plays out differently. Myself, I need to accept that I'm not super tall and skinny with long legs and straight teeth and all that stuff. But you know what? That's okay, because it really doesn't matter. At the end of the day, what matters is that you love you for who you are. You love you for being short. You love yourself for being tall. You love yourself if you're skinny, if you're fat. You love yourself if you have a speech impediment. You love yourself if you are, you know, street smart but not book smart, or vice versa. You need to love everything about you. And that's where the real healing begins. It's not about fixing all of our traumas all at the same time. And there's no order to how it's done. But I'm also learning that it's not about just the traumas that we've experienced from others. It's also about acknowledging the traumas we've put ourselves through. Every time you've picked up a drink, every time you've blew money for, retail therapy, every time you sat there and looked in the mirror and called yourself ugly or stupid, or say, why the fuck did you say that, or what the fuck's wrong with you, or how stupid could you be? Every time you belittle yourself, every time you put yourself down, every time you agree with someone who is talking down to you or about you, you're hurting yourself. You're creating trauma within yourself from yourself. I don't know if that makes sense. Like, it makes sense in my head. I'm not really sure how to get the words out. But there's a point of acknowledging not loving yourself enough, and there's also a point of accepting that you are who you are, and you have to love you for you. You will never find love for yourself by somebody else's words. Somebody could talk to you till you're blue in the face and say, oh, you look so pretty with that makeup on, or, oh, you look gorgeous with that haircut, don't you look so handsome? And they can tell you whatever they want. But the important thing is, you should feel pretty, you should feel gorgeous, and you should feel handsome with whatever you look like. With your bedhead, when you're sick, when you're wearing your makeup or just got a fresh haircut, when you got a new outfit on, or when you got pajamas on, which I do right now, and I'm okay with that because I ain't trying to oppress nobody. This is the whole purpose of this channel, is to show the good, the bad, and the ugly of the awakening, right? Or at least my awakening journey. And it's to help somebody else out there that is struggling, whoever that may be. But today, I did come across something, which is why I really wanted to put out a video, and I wasn't quite certain how to do it. Sorry, I am looking for the woman's name, because I think what she says in her, and it's not a very long video, it's like 7 minutes long, but what she says during this video literally put me into tears. And even though I've been working on my shadows and, trying to love myself and making sure, here we go. And making sure that I recognize that I am perfectly fine the way I am. I don't need validation from anybody or a compliment for anybody. I'm just fine the way I am, whether I'm wearing makeup, whether I got my hair done, whether I'm ugly crying, or I'm angry, or I'm happy, smiling, frowning, my height, my weight. I'm me. And that's all that matters. I'm me, and I love me for who I am right here and right now. And I forgive me for everything I've allowed to happen to me, or that I have said to myself, or allowed people to treat me. I forgive myself for that because I didn't value myself enough to recognize that I didn't need validation from somebody else. Okay, so the channel is called Improvementality. I'm going to show you through my phone. Okay? And she says something very important here. Hold on, I'm trying to... Okay, her name is... I don't want to butcher her name. Ianla Van Zant. I'm going to show you this. Her name's right at the bottom. Okay? Alright. And it's talking about don't stop loving yourself. Self-acceptance tips. And I'm going to pin her link to her video in the comments of this. I did put it up on my community wall, but the amount of information to unpack here is so crucial, so beneficial, and empowering and beautiful. And it is a reminder and a testament of what we, as a person, as a human being, in order to love ourselves, needs to recognize. And that's what I take from it. So I'm just going to let you listen to one little part of it because there's something really important.
Loving yourself will be looking at everything about you and being okay with it. If you're crazy, be okay with it. If you're skinny, be okay with it. If you're fat, be okay with it. If you're short, tall, black, white, straight, gay, just learn to be okay with who you are as you are right now. Doesn't get much better than that. Here's what my good friend Byron...
That is so incredibly powerful. And it's literally not even a minute in, and wow. That little bit right there, take that in and think about that. It's so crucial to really think about that. And that's what I thought about today. And I had no idea how to present it or talk about it. And then I did my card pull, and my spirit guides did it for me. It was a message for the collective, but it totally resonated with myself as well. And made complete perfect sense. And one thing that she does say in here is, if you argue with reality, you will suffer. Think about that. The question becomes, how are you going to stand the life-giving words spoken? That is absolutely amazing. Be okay with who you are. Just be fine with who you are, what you've done. Accept you. Love you. Forget what anybody else thinks. Forget who puts you down. Forget who supports you and makes little digs at you. Forget who tries to remind you what they think you are, because that is not important. What is important is what you think you are. And I am encouraging you, please click on the link in the comments. Watch this video of hers. It's only, I think, like a little over 7 minutes long. And let me tell you, it will touch you on a level that I cannot even explain. Especially, sorry. Hold on, because oh, it didn't go off. I thought it was going to. Okay. It will touch you on a level that I cannot explain. And the reason... Sorry. Alexa, stop. It will touch you on a level that I cannot explain because it is a different level for everybody, right? You take what resonates. I'm not saying that the entire video will resonate with you. I'm not saying it'll resonate at all. All I am asking is love yourself enough to take the time and listen to her message. Love yourself enough to start recognizing your value. Love yourself enough not to care what other people think. Love yourself enough to be who you are, wherever you are, around whoever you are, and be okay with it. Be okay with who you are. I cannot tell you for myself. It is just, I literally cried watching her video. I don't remember how far in it was and what exactly she said, but man, it brought me to tears. And it validated everything I've already known and everything that I've ignored. And you know what? Today at least, I can't speak for tomorrow because I don't know, but for today at least, today I am happy to put this message out there, and I am accepting myself for who I am. And I am encouraging you to do the same. And it may take work. I know I'm not 100% accepting of everything of me, but today I am acknowledging it. Today I'm acknowledging it. And by acknowledging it, that means I can start working on healing. I can work on forgiving myself. And I can work on not giving a shit what anybody else thinks. Because you know what? At the end of the day, I got me. You got you. That's all that matters. At the end of the day, we are the most important person to ourselves. So, thank you for listening. Again, I encourage you to please listen. Give yourself the time to spend a little over 7 minutes to listen to what she has to say and take what resonates, please. And again, leave what is not yours. If it doesn't resonate, that is okay. It is okay. Don't be discouraged and just be patient. Light love and healing hugs. And I hope this helps somebody today. Thank you for allowing me to do this and put this out there for you, because as I'm trying to help you, you are also helping me. My purpose in this world and in this life is to help heal. And I want to help heal as many people as I can while I'm healing myself as well. This is a journey we're all taking. And please, don't forget to tell yourself, I am light, I am love, and I am healing. I hope you have a wonderful day. Thanks for being here.